I'm Deep Mahaman and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Well, there you go, Liverpool go down by 1-0 against Gus Hiddink, Anzhi Makhachkala, I'm so glad I don't have to say that again. This season side in in Moscow on the Thursday 5 p.m. kickoff. Before we talk about the game, let's have some of your Facebook comments. Though Joe Walsh says my nan would have been more effective than Joe Cole. Matthew Madsen, similar theme, don't want to bring a player down, but Joe Cole ain't up to it anymore. Yes. Jonathan White says we were the better team, rested our big stars, so as long as we get results from Udinese and Young Boys, we should be fine. Yeah, obviously we lost our top space in the group, but all is not done and dusted just yet, shall we say. Anyway, Tara Nikora says we play well, we just miss chances too much, getting a bit much now, but need to stay positive. On the complete flip side, Mark Milligan says dismal. They look like a third-rate under-9 side tonight. Pathetic. Camille Torres said that game was okay. We cannot expect to win from this squad. It was too many young players. Yes. Owen Ellis Roberts says regardless of the results, the kids did more than all right. I think it's time that we got something in reward of our performances. Here. James Marshall, one word: boring. You'll never walk alone. I have to be really facetious there, but I won't be. Yes, and to round up, James Mitchell says, wouldn't say our young and weaker side was by any means bossed out of the game by Ange's full strength team. It was the right selection by Rodgers, as we have Chelsea at the weekend and important players should be fresh for that game. And any fan putting a comment saying big pile of wank etc, please piss off. Yes, well said, James, thanks very much. I have to say, you know what, we've been doing this a couple of years now, and I have to say I'm very impressed on the whole by the general sort of, if not necessarily upbeat nature of people's comments, it's just the level-headedness of the vast majority of people who commented here. So give yourself a big fucking pat on the back, because when you go over to Twitter, it's just full of beauts. It's full of absolute beauts who just need to wind their necks in. You know what? I don't know what people expected from that game. Okay, you know what? It's fair enough saying, but Brendan Rodgers should have picked the strong side, should he? At the risk of what? What happens if Suarez plays and gets injured? We're fucked, basically. You know what I mean? And people have been saying about wrapping our best players in cotton wool, considering how thin the squad is. We actually, on this week's subscriber show, looked at Liverpool's running post Chelsea up until the January transfer window begins, and given how thick and fast the fixtures start to come, I could start to see where Brendan Rodgers is perhaps looking to rest players whenever he can. But anyway, that's obviously for the future. The simple fact of the matter is, when he decides to leave so many top players at home, I automatically readjust my expectations of the game, to be perfectly honest. And I think most of the level-headed Liverpool fans do. It's these fucking people who just get so wound up. It's like, oh, it was shit, it was a load of fucking garbage. I'm sorry, but honestly, what did you expect? Right, let's be clear, the obvious response to that is, I expect Liverpool to go and win every game they play. Yeah, you know what, fair play. I understand that as a nice, lovely little notion, like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what, if we put a full-strength side out there and then go and get tonked on Sunday by Chelsea, people are going to be flippant, saying, well, what the fuck, it's only the Europa League, no one gives a shit. Funny how people only seem to give a shit about the Europa League when it suits the point. Most of the time they don't give a flying fuck about it. Same went for the Capital One Cup the other week. You know, people don't really care about that competition until somehow, you know, we get knocked out of it, and then it's like the fucking sky's falling. Look, first half, we completely dominated that game, completely and utterly. They made the change after like half an hour, which did give them a little bit more of an attacking threat, and we had to put in a good shift at the back, which was great to see. But I just thought we controlled it perfectly, and what it showed to me was that even our kids, our B team, our second stringers are not too far, not too dissimilar level tactically and in endeavour and approach to the first team in many respects. The simple fact of the matter is, what both teams lack is world-class talent to take possession and domination and into killing teams off. And you can't, but what can you say? We knew that. We know that about the first team. and yet we took Suarez and Gerrard out. So what did you expect if you were Michigan? What did you expect from that game? And I understand some people, you know, watching the far side of the world, you've got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You've seen that team. I appreciate your dedication, but you know what's going to happen. Stay in bed. Do yourself a favour, man. Or woman, do yourself a fucking favour. But don't get so wound up about it. At the end of the day, you've got to look at the positives in games like that. Look at the young players who performed. Conor Coady making his debut. Now, was he exceptional? No, but you know what? He kept it ticking over nicely. I didn't see him. He did not look out of place in that side whatsoever. And you're talking about a team that's got Yuri Zerkov in. It's got Samuel Eto'o in. So Chris Samba at the back, who is a fucking train of a man, and he obviously battered poor Adam Morgan and Joe Cole into bits in the first half. Speaking of the pair of them, Adam Morgan, I thought he put in a really good shift. I know, yeah, Yessel got a little bit of abuse, but you know, came in for a little bit of criticism based on the Swansea game, his first half performance. But what Adam Morgan did was he made a pest of himself. And that's all I can ask from a player like him. It's a shame that maybe he just didn't. He's the kind of player that I just want something to drop at him. Like in pre-season, something drops to him inside the box, and he's the kind of player who'll be in the right place at the right time. Plays a wonderful through ball to Jordan Henderson for a good chance, which, in fairness, Jordan Henderson should just fucking leather. At least have a go, test the goalkeeper. Trying to cut it back there is very altruistic of him, and it's a nice idea. This is where the weakness in our setup sort of comes, is that what you need to have, it's all well and good stroking it around and trying to bring other players into play and keeping possession and making the sort of the footballing decision, but sometimes you need to be a greedy bastard and just fucking finish it, because that's the difference between the top quality teams that play this type of football and basically, you know, Swansea City, who are at the minute slightly better than us, but also ultimately a mid-table Premier League team. Joe Cole, I got a bit of stick off someone saying that I was licking the media's ass or something for saying Joe Cole looked lively first half. Joe Cole looked lively first half, and look, don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing him to fucking Rowan Riquelme, you know what I mean? But by comparison to his first half performance against Swansea last week, he looked like fucking Pele. And I'm not saying that means he was good. I just mean for what we've seen of Joe Cole, that was a much improved Joe Cole performance, is what I'll say. First half faded, second half of course, because as we know he blows out of his arse after 5 minutes anyway. But look, he gets it, he's in the right place as well. The shot from Suso that the keeper spills in the second half, Joe Cole's last touch, he comes, you know, he's very close to snatching a point for us there, and he's unlucky. And substitutions wise, I can understand them coming off. What I didn't quite understand Morgan coming off, because he was a threat. He seemed the only person liable to poach in and around the box. I thought Shelvey faded in the second half. The commentators seemed to give him a bit of praise, and he did okay, but he just looked a bit leggy, a little bit lackadaisical in the second half, and I thought it might have been fair enough bringing him off, bringing Suso on for him. You know what I mean? I didn't matter. Taking Conor Coady off a more attacking decision, and it actually paid dividends almost, because for the last 15-20 minutes of the game, we dominated in their half, and once again, look, they got chances in the second half, but very similar to Swansea. If you're pushing for a win, you're going to leave space to the back, and you can potentially get punished. Thankfully, Brad Jones made a couple of good saves, kept us in touching distance of it, and you can't really, what can you say about that? What can you say about the Traore goal? You know, you've bossed the first half. Brendan Rodgers said it himself, 44 minutes and 50 seconds or whatever, and it's a little bit, Coates just has switched off a little bit there. But take nothing away from Traore, he gets his toe on it, and then that little chip, oh, I mean, to go a little bit like French on it, like, mwah. It's a little bit like me on Pro Evo, I know. Anyone who's had the misfortune of feeling my wrath on that. But no, what can you say? You know, as was pointed out in the comments, full strength Anzhi side, looking to get the win. Liverpool clearly decided they had far more important things to focus on, so played a much weakened side, and very nearly came away with a point. So at the end of the day, I'm choosing to see the positive in that, and I see no point in getting downbeat, other than the fact that at the end of the day it is a Liverpool defeat, and you do have that little sting that you've sort of got to live with, regardless of how important or unimportant it was. Anyway, we'll move on. We've got Chelsea at the weekend, yes. Terrifying slightly. Do check out our match preview, which will be online on Friday. Other than that, check out our subscriber show, where we talk about things like this. And it's an let's say it's come from an unlikely source. Enrique playing the ball over the top.
It was a fucking amazing pass. I don't know if he meant it.
Well, he said, didn't he? I think they've been working on it, haven't they?
I think
has he been working on it on FIFA?
It was a fucking hell of a ball. Like it was fucking perfect, and the timing of it as well. It wasn't just that it was a good ball.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
Well, it's not, because I watched it back before, and part of you is like, is he just hoofed it? Has he just fucking hoofed it, and Suarez has just got on the end of it? But you see, Suarez makes the run. And then the ball comes. So it's not
literally where he passed it from. That's in line with us, isn't it? So I just saw the ball come straight in. I looked down. I'm like, "Where's this going?" Louis. Oh, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? And then he just basically creamed himself when he did the rest of it. Like, there's fellas in the cop with umbrellas. I'm going.
Yeah. Always a good laugh. Like Netflix, as I said, you get a 3-month trial to see if you like it. We do 2 hours of content a week that is completely exclusive to subscribers, plus the odd few bits and bobs, loads of old interviews as well with the likes of Rafa Benitez, extended interviews with Didier Man, etc. etc. Robbie Fowler, Ian Rush, yeah. There we go, name drop-tastic, you know it. So please do check that out on the redmentv.com. Definitely worth a little bit of a gander. If you don't like it, fuck it off, you know what I mean? But we're sure that you will. Defo. And if you do like it, tweet us and I'll retweet it and it'll make us look like we're boss as well. I always like to do that. Anyway, yes, thanks very much for watching. Keep your chins up, Reds. Mantra of the season. I know, you know, we know, but do it nonetheless. And I'll see you on Sunday after Chelsea. Ta-ra.